Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be a video about why liberalism is not actually pro-woman, because it's usually advertised as the political party that supports women's rights and the one that isn't sexist, and I think that there is a lot of misogyny in that political party, so it's really not pro-woman. And quick disclaimer, I am not saying that there's no misogynistic conservatives, because there are, and I have heard some conservatives say some pretty misogynistic things that is just ugh. So I'm not saying the other side is totally pro-woman. I'm just here to debunk why I think that liberalism is actually not supporting women. So there's a lot of videos that you can find of people going to feminist marches and things like that. And obviously at a feminist march, everybody's holding signs saying things like support women's rights or whatever. And when they're asked, can you even define what a woman is? They can't. And I'm assuming the reason that they can't even define that, a lot of times they're probably trying to be inclusive to transgender people. So yeah, but still, these people that claim to be pro-woman can't even define what a woman is. And it's really not that hard. You can just say someone who's female. It's that simple. And yeah. And liberals are supporting abortion and antinatalism, and that actually is one of the most anti-woman things, because if you think about it, okay, only females have the ability to get pregnant, to literally grow a baby in their abdomen. That's a literal, it's like a superpower that women have to be able to bear children. Now, obviously, men can be fathers, but they can't get pregnant. So that is a uniquely female thing. And to take that and destroy that amazing process is not pro-woman. In fact, pregnancy is probably the main difference that makes women different from men. And so destroying that main difference that is beautiful is not supporting women's rights at all. And people say, oh, women's rights to choose. To choose what? What does an abortion do? I mean, honestly, think about it. What does it do? And not just abortion, but like I said, antinatalism. Basically a movement of people that are against having children. I mean, again, childbearing is a uniquely female thing, and they're basically saying that's immoral, telling women who have a natural maternal instinct that they're wrong and selfish for having that instinct, and that it's selfish to bring children into the world. No. That's only under the assumption that it would be better to have never been born then have to go through suffering in life. Well, there's two sides to it, really. There's the side that's like the environmentalism side, like humans are destroying the earth, let's stop having babies. And then there's there's suffering in life side, so you shouldn't bring children into that. And then there's some antinatalists that are a little bit of both. But, whatever it is, the assumption is that it would be better to just not be born. And if, future people can't consent to being here, it's best to assume they would have rather never have lived. Which, you guys have no proof that that assumption is true. And although there are some people that are suicidal, I don't want to get censored on YouTube for saying that, but yeah. Or they wish they were never born. There's also people who are glad to have been born and love being alive. So, it's a pretty big assumption. But anyway, that's not in any way pro-woman. Being pregnant and having a maternal instinct is a uniquely female thing, and men can be fathers and they can have a desire to be fathers, but to be pregnant and have a maternal instinct, specifically maternal, is a female thing. So, yeah. And another point is that a lot of these liberals think that if there is any difference between men and women, the woman must be inferior. And so I'm not saying all liberals, but a lot of them will deny any difference between men and women. Again, I'm not saying all. Like, I've seen some that are like, yeah, there's differences, but we still should get equal rights. But the ones that deny any differences, it's because they often think that if women are different than men in any way, they must be inferior. Well, from what I've kind of learned and what's just common sense to me is that there is physical and mental differences between males and females. Okay, yeah, there's more similarities than differences. There's only one chromosome that determines gender, so most of it just makes us human. But to say that the differences are non-existent is false, okay? And knowing that there are differences, I refuse to believe that women are inferior because of that, different can be beautiful, not lesser or anything like that. Now, yeah, some people have used those differences to make women out to be inferior. I've seen extreme fundamentalist Christians kind of they talk so much about gender roles, but and I'm not against it in gender roles entirely, but the way they talk about it like the woman's role is inferior or something. And no, I'm not strawmanning. I've actually seen some of these people directly say that men are superior. So I'm not strawmanning anybody. I have seen it. But I don't agree with that. Different doesn't mean lesser, and the liberal ideology is that we have to say that males and females are exactly the same, because if they're not, then misogynistic ideas must be true. No, that's not how that works. And actually, one thing is that it is just a fact that males are usually physically stronger than females. Not always, but more than half the time. And why does that matter? Well, this is what a lot of people are talking about lately. They are allowing trans women in women's sports, which since trans women are biologically male and they're competing with biological females, then a lot of times they're completely dominating the sports. And a lot of people are talking about it lately because of the situation with Leah Thomas. And basically, Leah Thomas is a trans woman who just completely dominated the women's swimming team. And I've seen, like, even some of the feminists now are saying they don't even want to be liberal anymore because this political party is not supporting women, because, you know, they're letting biological males compete with women on sports teams, and they can't even define what it means to be female anymore. I mean, so even feminists, and feminism is usually associated with being liberal, even these people a lot of times are like, I don't even want to be part of this anymore, because this political party is not pro-woman, and it's not helping women. And like, I don't know what to say anymore, you know? And yeah, like, it's just a fact that males are usually physically stronger, and I think a lot of people don't want to say that because they think that makes women less of a person. Well, no, it doesn't. And there are some ways that women are stronger, and I mean, I don't mean like in terms of muscular strength, but in other ways. And they're even erasing that. Like, if you think about it, women get periods and they get pregnant. These are things that men cannot claim, okay? Men cannot claim that they can bleed for several days and not die. They don't even know what period pain feels like. You know, they can't get pregnant. They can't say that they can literally carry a child in their abdomen for 9 months. They don't know what it's like to give birth to a child. They don't know any of this. They haven't experienced it. That is a uniquely female strength, and they're erasing that because now, like, instead of saying women or saying females, they have to say menstruators or pregnant people or birthing person. So they're not even, like, they're taking something that is a feminine strength and they're trying to make it gender neutral, and it's like, what the heck? I mean, there literally are, in some countries, there are women, including teenage girls, that are literally locked away in a hut when they get their period because they're seen as dirty and unclean. And it's actually a really, really cruel tradition. But no, like, we're over here in the West trying to prove that any gender can get their period. Like, just stop. And then there's women who have, like, died from giving birth. But no, we're trying to prove that they're not, like, people that have children give birth to children are not just women, they're birthing people. Just stop this nonsense. It's not helping anybody. And, like, people have gotten so far into trying to accommodate transgender people and non-binary people that they're erasing womanhood. And it's not even like they're trying to just accommodate transgender men or non-binary people that are biologically female, they're also trying to do this for trans women. Like I said, the trans women in sports. And this is going to be ridiculous, but there are some trans women who will claim that they get a period, but they don't. It's not possible because they don't like have a uterus. And they'll say like, yeah, we don't bleed, but we get PMS. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. And yeah, I mean, it's just insane what people are doing, and I'm really tired of it. And you know, I think maybe God wanted me to make this video because this has been on my heart so much lately, and not only because of everything going on in the world. Like, it was just naturally on my heart, and I'm also seeing it going on in the world. So maybe that's just the timing, but yeah, I mean, so if you want to support women, I don't think being a liberal is the way to do it. And I'm not saying being conservative is the way to do it either, because again, I don't agree with everything conservatives have to say about things. I've heard some cringy things from both sides, but it's the liberal side that claims to be the most pro-women, but they're really not. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope that you guys will consider these points, and yeah, I hope it was a good video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!